It's been 150 years that these two schools have really pitched themselves against each other on the rugby field. Paarl Roos Gymnasium and Paarl Boys High, respectively number 2 and number 3 in the country. Thanks, Albert. And Gareth, some good points that you boys picked up on there, certainly. But here's the Paarl Boys High, so the visitors first on the field there. And Charles-Francois du Toit, who comes back from injury, is the man who will be captaining this team that has some strong running backs in this team. And as we always say, but the big guess, of course, is just who can dominate up front. Leon Porter will play an important role, as will Derek Murray, a very good scrummager. Paarl Roos, also captained by number 8, Michiel Meyer, and he is an inspirational player. This team also has very exciting backs. Look out for Jerome Korf, he's one of the Western Province Craven Week players at tight end, and Mohamed Sali, who's got really good skills playing in the loose head position. Well, we talk about tradition, and this is part of the tradition too, and it comes a very long way as the teams, or the supporters I should say, the learners line up to bring out the teams. It's a really big day for the team, the players who get chosen for their first 15. Just to mention too that the under-19 Bs, so the second teams, was a very tight encounter with Paarl Roos winning by 13 points to 10, but there's been some very close games today, as there have been over the years between these two schools. But the last 3 encounters, there was barely a point or two between the two teams, and traditionally, and Gareth and Albert van der Linde spoke a little bit earlier as well about whether this could be a home ground advantage. Traditionally over the years, home ground advantage has counted in the favor of these two teams, and that's going back some distance. There's another point that they picked up on too. Since 1964, these two teams have produced 75% of all the Western Province Craven Week players. So these are two great rugby schools, number 2 and number 3 in the country as things stand right now. So Charles-Francois du Toit brings out, and there he is in picture, the Paarl Boys High team. They've had a terrific season. And bearing in mind they've won the last 3 of these encounters, which dispels that long-standing statistic of home ground advantage. So Gareth, right alongside me then, and you heard from him and took from Linda just now. It's Paarl Roos to come out, and Gareth, well, you've made a call. You feel that home ground advantage could count in their favour. It looks like Paarl Roos will play into the wind in the first half, that northwester you were talking about.
Thanks, Gavin. Yes, absolutely. I think Paarl Roos have got their work cut out, and I think as a trot o'clock, it looks like they've got the wind at their backs. Both sides are in the same half of the field, so but Paarl Roos need to come away victors today for their own psyche. I think sitting number 2 in the country as it stands, they've really battled to get over the hurdle of against Paarl Boys over the last 3-4 years, so they'll be looking for a win.
So they have changed round then, and it'll be Paarl Boys High playing into the wind in the first half. Obviously we know that that can be a factor too.
Gavin, you touched on the fact that Paarl Roos have come into this game as overwhelming underdogs against a very motivated Paarl Boys side. Last week they put 6 away, 78 points to 7, so confidence will be sky high for the men from Stellenbosch this afternoon.
So our referee today is Francois Pretorius. Lovely opportunity for one of our young up-and-coming referees in South Africa. And it'll be Reinhard Fortuin that will start this first half then for Paarl Roos with a pretty deep kick in, and that's using the wind at his back. So tactically, let's see how they do it. Well, Paarl boys are. Ball in hand is the starting point. Out it goes to the left wing to beyond close. That's a superb run that from the visitors. So much depends on those two packs of forwards today to lay the foundation. It'll be a put in at the scrum for Paarl boys high.
But what a crack when he on by Paul a bit.
Dit is glad om
Cracks on the
nabij.
pace, a little goose
Dit is
step.
glad om
He's through
nabij.
the hole. And then he decides to give the ball a bit of air to his men outside.
Blijf niet meer.
Great start by the men from Paarl.
Paul de Wit. It'll be with a put in.
Crouch.
I wonder if he's as quick as his dad was.
Well, he must have been around your time. I
Nine.
certainly didn't play with Bertie de Wit, but all the stories about him was that he was a real loud
Six.
rugby player.
Yeah, certainly very quick. So carrying on the family tradition with Paul de Wit at scrum half for Paarl boys high with a put in. Controlled at the back by Detroit. Some space inside there from the fly half position. So the ball's certainly belonging to Paarl boys high at the moment. Carried up by Christo Worcester. By the looks of things, the Paarl boys defense very well organised at the moment. You see a lot of this man carrying the ball actually from number 8. And they're protecting the ball well too at the moment. And just as I say that, a wayward pass from boys high.
Of course, we touched on both. I thought to be well coached, in particular, high pick of Paul Roos. He's the Craven coach down here at Western Province. And Sean Erasmus, who's made his way down from Glenwood, two very astute coaches and who high up in the pecking order in schools rugby in South Africa.
Well, Paul Roos were number 1 in South Africa back in 2006. They find themselves number 2 at the moment. Behind Greg Lovitch from Bloemfontein. Over the top there from Herschel Jantjies, one of the heavyweight players in the Paarl Roos team. Now, it looks pretty much like Paarl boys high really want to try to get the ball some air, use the width of the field, and that from an early start to this tackle coming from Edwin Fenter there. I'm sure that Sean Erasmus will be really pleased with these opening minutes. It's so important to get
12 red
settled.
offside.
Edwin Fenter caught offside, so Paarl boys have an opportunity to bring some relief. Interesting combination this Gareth with a heavy field and a breeze, you know. It can make things pretty tough, I guess, for you playing into it on a heavy field.
And Paarl boys will be cognizant of that fact that they'll want to use this opportunity to keep ball in hand in the first half. Try and keep the score down to shot. One of the Kraken representatives, and the crowd has come out after a real watershed week down here in Cape Town.
Adjust your numbers.
Great to see the schoolboy rugby is alive and well in South Africa.
Kan niet weer gebeuren, sorry tijd.
Watershed is obviously
Kan niet aan de oké?
the heavens having opened a few times. It certainly has been a ripped week in Cape Town. Strong take there by Ruben de Villiers. He's one of the keys in the lineup for Paarl boys high. Actually, Paarl Roos have got 6 Western Province Craven Week players in their team, which says a lot for their pedigree.
Just a straight boot coming in, knocking the ball out of Paul de Wit's hand. An opportunity now for Paarl Roos to see what they can do with this one at their back. Try and open it up into the wider channels. Look out for Aiden Cupido, son of former Western Province centre Wilfred. In the bright orange boots at fullback. You're in the line of pace. He's got a long, leggy stride that'll make defenders have to keep their eye on him.
He runs a bit differently to his dad. His dad was shorter in stature. Good step up. There's the smallest man on the field. Craven Week player Herschel Jantjies at scrum half. Run by the number 9. So it's the turn now of the home team to carry the ball up. is Edward Fenter. He's a really strong running centre keeper here, but he's lost that ball for him. So turnover here for Boys High. Will they run it again? Great tradition of running rugby that comes from both of these schools, and it's represented by the quality that we saw on the screen. Those of you that might have missed it, 51 rugby books from Paarl Roos and 20 over the years from Paarl Boys High. Paarl Boys High have also offered many other top sports persons. David Frost, the golfer, is one of them that comes to mind. And Paarl Roos too. And 57 other national representatives in different sports. So it's not just about rugby at these schools.
Oh, of course, that's Hempy's the toy in the crowd, enjoying his Saturday afternoon down here in Stellenbosch, but good work from Paul the vet again, putting the ball in behind that Paarl Roos, turning them. Tight tussle between Jerome and Derek Marais. It's a fascinating contest. It's Craven Week against Academy Week. Two solidly good tight ends.
But it's reunion weekend too. So Hempy's the toy, of course, a former pupil of Paarl Roos. He's one of the Springboks who remember Andries Becker, Francois Hurkvaart, Jean Descrier, and of course Willie Leroux, who's probably the most exciting back in world rugby right now. Heinkies to Fortuin. Kick downfield from Fenter. You see that the wind could play havoc here for Rayad Lombard. It's not a bad return kick that from the number 15. In fact, not a bad one. It's a brilliant one into the wind.
Rayad Lombard 2 weeks ago against Great College was in the pivot position. He battled a bit with his kicking out of hand. Much better start from the fullback. He found acres of space down that left-hand touchline, and ultimately it was a poor decision by Edric Fenter. He had men over on the right-hand side, opted to put ball to boot, and it's crossed his side, throwing at the line of him, 40-odd metres.
And a very accurate throw there from Jacques Vincent. Now the charge down. Good pressure that at the line-out on little Herschel Judges.
He's got himself into a poor position. His feet were not great, and he didn't have any blockers to help him out with the clearing box kick.
Norman Sali asked to do some tidying up work there from the line-out. There's another chance for Yankees. This time the blockers were in place. Here's Vian Gous. Good pass out to the vet. And Lombard trying to get it through the hands very quickly. Yeah, it's a little basic knock on there, but it's good pressure defense from Paarl Roos.
Okay, that's much better from Yankees. Paul the vet putting it into midfield, but look at the hit coming in from that Gallo. What a great tackle. His dad will be proud of that. The former Bulldogs winger, the Springbok lifesaver. He'll be mightily proud of his son, who's really struck gold in his form over the last few weeks.
Well, that territory statistic you saw there defies the weather conditions. Paarl Boys High with, well, they've had a little bit more possession, so they've spent more time in Paarl Roos's field, side of the half of the field rather. That was a really good play from Berkeley Gray. Back inside from close. I tell you what, this team is really playing good support rugby. Have a look at this. Here's the finishing touches from Christo Mostert.
From the set phase, it was the planned move. Paarl Roos defenders fell off at will. Great work by Paarl Boys. The interpassing started by Vian Gous, and then the sunny ball out the back of the hand by Rayad Lombard found a flying blindside flanking Christo Mostert, and what a start for the visitors as they're going for the opening score of this encounter in the Mutual and Federal Premier Interschools clash. Their coach Shaun Erasmus will be delighted with the start.
Yeah, it has been a good start, Gareth. Not just that move, but I mean, you know, leading up to this, these first 10 minutes, it's been good team rugby, 15-man rugby, good support play. Can Stefan Roos put the finishing touches?
Well, that's an absolute shocker, Gavin. He had a real opportunity to add the extras, but be that as it may, what a start by Paarl boys. Quickly grand prominent in the movement, getting the offload in contact, and then have a look at the interpassing between Ryan Lombard, flicking it back inside to Heinrich Moller, and then found a flying Christo Mostert for the opening score in this encounter.
Cupido taking over the kicking duties from the middle of the field. Well, that's going to be a penalty.
11.
And that's against Edward van der Merwe. Came in from the left wing and got under the jumping lock forward.
Nee, hij is op jouw veld. Praat maar met 11 alsjeblieft.
That's a nice touch that from Francois Pretorius. Just asking Henny Hagnerich, who's the touch judge on the far side, to chat to the winger.
Well, by Edward van der Merwe, taking the man out in the air. Just conceded 5 points, and that won't help their cause whatsoever. Of course, Edward van der Merwe represented the SA under-18-7 side, who recently won gold in Botswana.
He's also in the Premier League team, isn't he? The Western Province Premier League team, so he's done well as the number 11.
You're off your feet and then playing it. You're going past the ball.
That penalty is against Christo Mostert. Ruben de Villiers also shown up there, so this will be an opportunity for Paarl Roos to get onto the board. Isn't that a beautiful sight, that mountain in the background?
Well, at the breakdown, Ruben de Villiers is off his feet, he's playing the ball on the ground, the ruck has beaten him. And it's an opportunity for Reinhard Lombard, Reinhard Fortuin, in fact, to pull some of the deficit back. He's going to have to start this, as you look at it, on that left-hand upright. He's got a wind blowing from the top left of your screen to the bottom right.
He won't be short. Well, as I say that, he just drifted across the face of goal, so both teams struggling with their first up kicks.
And from those two kicks, first up, as you mentioned, it's a plant foot that's sliding around due to the wet underfoot conditions, so it becomes ever increasingly important to make sure that your run-up is 100%. As these extras could come back to bite either side at the end of this game.
Cupido onto Michael Meyer. Two number 8s are the two captains today. Fenter, lovely little pass to Matt Gallo. Paarl was looking to try and get some rhythm going in their play, and of course part of that is to make sure they've got possession. Ball knocked on by Jacques Westhuizen. Interesting that Paarl Roos too. They've got Aidan Cupido playing at fullback today. He normally plays at fly half too, but again showing Gareth the versatility of the modern day rugby player.
100% Gavin, but Paarl Roos, just to be fair, need to be a little bit more patient with ball in hand. They're very eager to put it into the wider channels. They need to set a few targets, get their bigger men into the game, and earn the right to go wide.
Crouch!
So Paul de Vet is in a very defensive position here. He's got Bjorn Roos, or rather Stefan Roos, he's fly half, standing back into the breeze. Do they pick up and carry from CF to Toy at number 8? Or do they get the ball in the scrum first of all? That they've decided to rather play it as flat as possible.
More!
The ball lost somewhat under a massive jersey, so the ball will go to the attacking team.
Paarl boys trying to set the target to get the exit strategy in place. The correct strength in the tackle shown by Irefenta and Renard Fortuin, along with the two hard-working loose forwards in Meyer and Jacques Westhuizen. Great defensive work by the home side. Fantastic attacking blindside here for Virtual Yankees if he decides to exercise that option.
Especially with him too. He's so quick off the mark, isn't he? And he needs a solid scrum. Paarl has just moved into the left channel there to provide his scrum off with an opportunity, but it's been taken away. Good work from Devent. The same Devent. Close. Looking and finding a little bit of space too. That's one thing that Paarl has done well in these first 15 minutes. He's found opportunity to get through sometimes the smallest of holes.
Turnover made.
Excellent turnover this for Paarl Roos.
Clear release by you, please. Clear release. Duidelijk. Ek kan nie af voor gaan soek nie, jy moet dit wys.
That there's been a penalty at the breakdown point against Paarl High, and an opportunity here maybe to kick a goal with the wind at his back. And it'll be Aiden Cupido who's going to take this kick.
Hy is heeltemal aangaan. So hy's legal.
Ruckus form Paul a bit.
Sy onkantlyn is die bal.
Harsh penalty.
Ja, ek verstaan dit. Hy het nie die bal gedrop, so ek kan sien hy het nie. As hy die bal uit jou hande uitskop, dan is dit 'n ander storie.
Surrey Prince was adjudicated differently. It's opportunity for Aiden Cupido, who quite clearly takes the longer shots at goal to open Paarl Roos's account.
It's quite a nice spot to be taking the kick from, if you consider that perhaps the wind is more strongly at his back on that side of the field. So even although for a youngster it's a long kick of 44 meters.
Of course, Gavin, he needs that plant foot to be really stable so he can get a solid connection.
He's got the distance, and he's not got the direction. So the kick's a little wayward from the two teams, and the only difference at the moment is that try from Christo Moster. Paarl High, just about at the halfway mark of the first half, will be very pleased with their performance to date. Fenta. Really bit of space there for Fortuin. Just not enough to manage to snipe through. And it's Jerome Koff who's knocked it on. So some basic errors here from Paarl Roos that are really stunting their continuity in this match. Fortuin. Not much room for Cupido to move in, but good interplay between the two of them. And that might be a deliberate knockdown. So that's going to be a penalty against Vian Vos.
Ja, gaan af met de hand wat onder gaan nie af nie, okay.
Twee centers van Paarl Roos, twee giftige spelers. Hulle soek balbesit, groot sterk centers.
An opportunity now for Aiden Cupido to carve off a fair amount of territory. And that's a very good kick.
Gareth, I think the key thing for them too is just have another look at this interplay. There was the knock-on, or the tap-down. Paarl Roos haven't quite got into the true red zone of the 22. And if they've got a 5-meter line out here, they might have really been able to do something with it. Still, it's secure in the line out. Fenter at the fly-half position on that occasion. Pumping tackle that on Matt Gallo. Yankees. This is Edward Fenter. Another man who's in the Western Province Crowery team. Yes, a superb running from Jacques Westhuizen. The Yankees couldn't get it first time, and I think that's really what made things a little difficult. They've got some good, strong counter-tackling from Paarl High. And of course, the delivery a little slow, and they've lost the penalty had Paarl Roos. So just when they got into
all the rights.
a good attacking position, they've given away positive play that we saw from them.
Zoals super penalties van jou. Help me met die discipline. Alsjeblieft.
Of course, the first time Paarl Roos exercised the right to go to the wider channels. And work at the breakdown has been really poor. Clean-out is not effective enough. They're not clearing bodies. That's allowing Paarl boys to contest their ball on the ground.
Yeah, they perhaps need greater teamwork when they're on the ground. So to ensure they get quick release. Devet waiting for it now. And it's another hoist. It's a pity they kicked that. Tell you what, everything on has done incredibly well here. Right out of a no-win situation. Now they've got an overlap here. Gallows pass a little too late, one felt. Nico Leonard on the right wing is a real speedster. But they've won a penalty this time, had Paarl Roos.
Kaptein. Gaan we terug. Kaptein.
Brilliant work by the left wing of the home side. He managed to get rid of a number of attempted tacklers, put the ball through the hands. It was good work by Venter. Mackellar, he needed to let it go sooner. Unfortunately, the moves broke down in midfield, but still it's an opportunity for Paarl Roos to get deep into that Paarl boys 22. Try and maul it over from close quarters.
Yeah, interesting call. Decided not to kick a goal, and they'd rather get it up a little bit closer. That's a super kick there. So this is a great attacking line-out opportunity for Paarl Roos.
Look for Emil Kruti. He's the man in the number 5 jumper. The banker ball. They should set the drive on him.
Right, Roos Swart is at number 4 in the front of the line-out. Now can they keep this up and drive it for a while? That's great counter-attacking again from Paarl Roos. Here comes Yankees with a little pop. Into front of Bukitaki. Didn't get knocked backwards though. That would have been the case.
Oh, that's held up, no advantage knock on in the tackles.
So a knock-on came from Paarl boys high. Here's a real opportunity here for Paarl Roos with a strong scrum.
The Yankees, isn't he a menace around the base of that ruck? He should have pinned his ears back into. He has an open try line at his beck and Paarl decided to look for the offloading. Look at those handling errors. 8 by the home side, 5 by the visitors, 13 in total in 23 minutes. Both sets of coaches will be somewhat concerning that stats.
Boy!
Great blind side to work for. Look for the 8-9 and look for Yankees' superior pace to beat the flanker on the outside.
He's got Nico Leonard in the bottom of your picture there too. Absolute speedster. And they find the space. Here they go. Here goes Yankees. Can he get over? He might well have done that. It's been awarded. Francois Pretorius has made the call. Just double check there with Jonathan Oosthuizen and his assistant referee. What a finish by the scrum half.
From the pass of the scrum, 8-9, look how he gets outside the flanker from Paarl boys, Christo Mostert. And then look at the finishing. He managed to barrel his way past the left winger, Bjorn Close. Got into the corner. Brilliant work by the diminutive Herschel Yankees.
Especially as he was so diminutive when he found the opportunity to switch the ball to his right arm as he was going over and get it down. No, the kicks don't get any easier in this match.
Ek het die grounding val, ek het net seker oor die touch.
Missed one thus far. Reynard Fortuin has missed one too for Paarl Roos. Quite amazing when things don't go so well for you. Suddenly the most difficult one goes over. That's not a good one that from Keeper. That's probably sending out a message to the two teams too that, you know, we've got to score tries here, guys. We're not going to kick them over.
Look at the work by Yankees. He managed to crack on the pace, barreled over the left wing of Bjorn Goos, and still got over the whitewash for a 5-pointer. Brilliant work by the number 9.
Stefan Goos wants to make sure he gets it the required 10 metres. It's a good kick that from him. So Paarl Roos with around 10 minutes left of this first half, going to get some more points on the board. Just see that Paarl Roos are standing the back three a long way back. But here comes the counter attack now. He has good running once again.
No more!
I just wonder what happened to the Paarl Roos defence that we saw in those first 7 minutes or so. They seem to have become a little bit fragmented at times.
He's on his feet all the rights.
Well, there were rights to the ball there to Reiner Fortuin, and I'll tell you what, it was a fly half. He was right there in the action, doing some of the donkey work.
Still a work in defence done by the pivot of the home side, Fortuin. Is allowed Aiden Cupido to find a lengthy touch finder on this right-hand side.
Now that's another pretty good kick back from Aiden Cupido.
Watch Fortuin's body position. He's got a strong base. He's got all the rights to the ball. The clean-up coming from Paarl Boys was not good at all. Great to see a fly contesting the ball on the ground. Sends out a message to our fellow commentators in Afrikaans, Gary Boshoff and Tox van der Linde.
It's a contest. It's a contest for the ball.
The ball's been turned over. To vet with a kick, that's touched hand, so it's everyone's ball. It's another knock on. So Paarl Boys are getting out of jail there. Penalty, a line out, you've got to win your line out there. Paarl Roos not doing so.
Both sides' kicking game has been inaccurate for me in the last 15 or so minutes. The purpose of kicking the ball has obviously eluded both sides in terms of what are they trying to achieve. Is it a contestable? Are they looking to find a lengthy touch finder? And something Darby Snowman and Sean Erasmus will have to address come half-time.
We touched on the knock-ons. There were 8 and 5 respectively a little bit earlier on, which was already high at that point in the match. And this scrum the result of another knock-on. So both teams have got to do some work in respect of protecting the ball. Good work from the vet that gets his forwards on the front foot. Really is keen to run it up from scrum after vet.
Advantage.
Well, they've got numbers here. That's a favourable bounce that I'm not sure that
Advantage to get out of the contest.
It has been a
Number 2.
So they'll come back for the penalty advantage, and that's against Jacques van Zyl for not rolling away.
Derek Murray trucking it up. Jacques Roos isn't too high in contact, conceding meters in defence. Paul de Vet has been a real loud wire. Just unfortunately adjudicated to have gone forward. Again, Paul de Vet, his comebacks on a severe hand injury. He played 25 minutes against Rondebosch last weekend. Great to see this young man stamping his authority on the game today.
Yeah, Sean Erasmus was saying a couple of weeks ago that they really had battled with injuries at Paarl Boys High.
No more!
It's amazing, you know, someone says, well, it's so early in the season, when should they have so many injuries at this point? But they've already played 40 matches, these teams. So, penalty here to Paarl Boys High, and the big question is whether or not this is going to be kickable. It's a long way out into the wind.
Michael Murray just flopped over. And unfortunately for him, he's been penalised, the captain of Paarl Roos. Good decision from the visitors, Paarl Boys. Soak up a bit of time into this ever-increasing breeze coming from the north. An opportunity for Stefan Goos to extend this lead. Wonderful crowd that's gathered in here today. Both sets of supporters will be eager to get their side over the line.
Yeah, it is a wonderful facility, this. Just alongside the Rugby Academy, where Thright is employed. So close. Very important kick this. And you see the wind's taken that away too. So not a single kick over as of yet from either side.
Passionate sets of all boys have gathered here to witness this encounter, and it's turning out to be a humdinger. Attempts at goal, we'll look at that. Paarl Roos have missed all three. Paarl boys not much better. Not succeeded with the two on offer.
Paarl boys are really pleased with the first half that they've had. They've really good rugby at times. They've certainly looked the part. They'll have the wind at their back in the second. Do they change the way they play? We'll discuss that at a later stage. But at the moment, they're making things quite difficult for Paarl Roos. Close. And with Muller trying to go infield. Here comes De Wet again. Open up space here for Charles Francois de Toy. Now here's the little chip kick. Which way does this go? It's extremely well fielded there, but just a little knock on coming. So Paarl Roos will have an opportunity to get out of their 22.
Brilliant work again by the outside backs of Paarl boys. Currently grand prominent. But yet again, it's another knock-on that's hampering. Both sets are taking play.
Ook illegal context wat dan komt. As ek voor daaroor gepraat, jy het beloof om julle kan skoon te kry.
Hard-working number 8 from Paarl boys. Looks like that could be the end of his afternoon.
Gaan jy kaptein wees?
Bearing in mind he's just come back from injury.
That's a hammer blow for the visitors. He's been prominent in both attack and defence as their captain, Siaf de Toy.
So we have a replacement on the field, so that's confirmed then pretty much that he's off. And Philip Fitzgerald will come on, who has been playing in that number 8 position while Jean-Francois de Toy has been absent. Just waiting for the ball from Michael Meyer rather.
Lost feet.
It's a pretty good kick that from Fontaine.
It is a good kick, Gavin, but I have a real bugbear in South African rugby where we tend to keep the ball in front of our forwards. We don't manipulate the back three. We don't kick into space. On this far side of your screen, the left wing of Paarl Boys was standing virtually on his own 22. Keep it in hand. Have a crack at him. If the winger comes up, put it over his head. You're going to get a lot better return on investment than just kicking it into touch.
There's clearly players in front of the ball carrier, obstruction.
Absolutely fair comment there, but it might be hamstrung a little bit by the fact that the two primary kickers in the Paarl Roos team are both left footers and feel a little bit more comfortable going downfield rather than having to change to the other foot. But I know that you're going to say to me, well, Ludwig Venter at inside centre simply could take over those kicking duties. Just get the ball to him. It doesn't have to be the fly half the fullback that kicks. That would be 100% correct.
Ek sê die baldraad moet eers kontak maak. Hou die bal voor dan.
Just again from the line out. Not contesting at all. That's a forward Paarl Roos to get back into ball half.
There's some sterling work there from Yankees after Milkriti had tapped it down, but it's been taken away again, and into touch go Paarl Boys. I said it'll be another one out to Paarl Roos. Interesting, just a little bit of handbags there, a few bit of pushing and shoving. We spoke about the direct tradition between these two schools, the close matches that they've had over the years. And this is no exception. Jacques van Zyl. Tap from Emil Tutu. Now, can they get some breaks on the board as we move into half-time? Just about the last move of the first half. And so it is, says Francois Pretorius. So a very, very tight match we have on our hands right now. Just the solitary try from the two teams at half-time. One try from Worcester, one try from Yankees. It's been quite a tussle. The kicks have gone awry. We look forward to the second half.
Wat belooft om 'n interessante tweede helfte te wees.